They ate it up. Gave us all of 8x10 photo of him and his wife, and thanked us. The American consulate came to us that day and said, whatever you fellas have done is a miracle. We are now talking to the Argentinian people.
That kind of ambassadorship helped the image of the United States of America itself, because by their presence, they were able to prove that there was possibilities of change and that all was not evil in the United States.
Since 1936, basketball has been an Olympic sport. So there were more countries sort of familiar with it, but it was at the really rarefied echelons. It was not a popular sport. There may have been an Olympic team someplace, but in fact, people's experience with the game was with the Harlem Globetrotters.
They saw the Globetrotters as movie stars and as interesting Americans, well-dressed, athletic entertainers. But the idea of a basketball game wasn't really that clear. So I give the Globetrotters a lot of credit for introducing both the concept and the reality of the game of basketball to the most remote places in the world.
We played in bull rings. We put our own baskets up. We carried our own plywood floor.
I mean, there were sometimes they showed up and they wouldn't even have a basketball. They would bring out soccer balls to play basketball. Abe would have to send back to Chicago to get basketballs. They didn't even know the game. But today, some of those same teams are beating the U.S. Olympic team in our own sport.
On this tour, the Globetrotters played in the soccer mecca of the time.
This is Rio's Estadio Municipal. The first time we saw this, it took our breath away.
A 200,000-seat stadium in Rio de Janeiro.
And here come the Globetrotters onto the floor.
The attendance at those games is a question mark to this day. Conflicting documentation and recollections peg the number at anywhere from 50,000 to 125,000.
I was in Rio de Janeiro playing in front of 50,000 people, and I thought we broke a world record.
We had 125,000 people at that game. Every night we played it. We played it 3 nights. It was over 100,000 people.
The Globetrotters' 1951 World Tour ended in Germany in August. What transpired there is well documented as race, politics, and basketball collided in post-World War II Berlin.
In 1951, Berlin was still totally destroyed. Rebuilding hadn't started. So there were ruins all over the place.
The mood in Germany was still rather downcast. People had not only lost a war, they had lost fathers and relatives. The Holocaust had happened, and Germans were responsible for it.
So this was a tough time for Germany. It had just begun to be an independent state.
The Germans as individuals were longing for something positive, something that they could look up to, something that would inspire them again.
Against this backdrop, hundreds of thousands of students descended upon East Berlin to attend the communist-sponsored World Youth Festival. Democracy was under fire. In an effort to combat this rising tide of anti-American propaganda, the U.S. State Department asked Abe Saperstein to bring his ambassadors of goodwill to Berlin Stadium, along with the Globetrotters' special guest, Jesse Owens.
The Globetrotters could travel all over the world and play before, tens of thousands of people in outdoor stadiums, but none of it would resonate the way it would